Alright, so hello everyone and welcome back to Theory Thursday. So today we'll be tackling yung ating Archimedes principle of buoyancy. So this is an essential topic in engineering, uh, especially when we're dealing with fluids as well as objects being submerged in fluids. So without further ado, let us begin. So first, we'll do its definition and then we can proceed to deriving its formula and then we can explain its engineering applications and then we could do a sample problem. No? So first, let us define yung principle na to. So this principle states that any object wholly or partially submerged in a fluid is buoyed up by a force equal to the weight of the fluid it displaces. No? So sa madaling salita, mapapansin natin, whenever we submerge an object, no? Kapag magtutubog tayo ng object in a fluid, let's say water, let's say lalagay ka ng object sa timba, isa-submerge mo sa water, you notice that when you let go of that object, it floats back up. So, parang yun yung concept niya doon. And of course, not all objects would float back up. And that phenomenon is explained by buoyancy. No. So, we can understand it better if we derive its formula. So, let us consider a confined space. For this case, I'll use a cylinder na lang. And let's say that the cylinder has a fluid, for example, water, and it has an object submerged to it. So it could be of any shape since actually magamit natin yung Archimedes principle kapag nagko-compute tayo ng volume ng mga objects since some objects have irregular shapes. Therefore, it cannot be, yung kanyang volume niya, it cannot be computed conventionally using yung ating mga geometric formulas. Therefore, we use the principle of buoyancy to compute for its volume. No? But in this case, just for the sake of it, let's try a box. No? Yan. Okay. And let's label some forces present and all the other qualities that should be labeled here. So, consider natin na meron tayong dalawang forces acting upon the box. You have an upwards force and a downward force. So this is the downward force, and this is the upward force. So that is F sub U and F sub D. Now, this object has an area, and just as well as the fluid has density. So the density of the fluid, right there. And since we're talking about the density, no, that could correlate to pressure, it has its own pressure at the top and the bottom as well. So this is the pressure at the top, and this is the pressure at the bottom. And since we talked about pressure, there's also a pressure here, and that is atmospheric pressure. And now that we talked about pressure, since you pretty much know what is going on now, there's also a height. No. So let us consider this is H1 and this is H2. So H1 basically is yung height na na-displace of yung submerged distance, no? And yung ating H2 is yung height mismo ng ating object, no? Since we know that pressure increases as you lower the height, no? Or as the height basically increases in a way that yung value na yung nag-increase but the depth becomes lower. So yun yung concept niya dun. Okay? So creating some equations here, no? Yung ating buoyant force, F sub B, no? So, isa-set natin siya into equilibrium. So, we get the summation of the forces. So, that would be the force acting upward, no? Plus the force acting downward. But in this case, it is going downward. So, negative siya. No? Okay? And to expand this, no, we know that pressure is equal to the force over the area. Therefore, yung ating force is equal to the product of the pressure and the area. So, yung ating force na nandito, so the force acting upward, no, so that would be the pressure at the bottom times the area minus yung force acting downward on the object that would utilize the pressure at the top times the area. And now we can further expand this by manipulating yung ating pressure dito. And one way to do that is yung pwede natin apply yung kay Pascal's principle, but still during that time, since it's before the common era, wala pa nun si Pascal. So we can still use the same concept though. So i-consider natin yung pressure difference, and we can do that by accommodating yung ating atmospheric pressure. And now we add that to yung ating, since we have a density here and we have a height. So of course we will use ating rho gh, no? So we have the density of the fluid multiplied to the acceleration due to gravity, g, times, sa case na to, since we're considering yung force going up, i-consider natin lahat ng height dito, no? So that would be h1 plus h2. And you multiply here, you multiply everything here, ano, by the area. Okay? Now we subtract that, no? So babaguhin din natin to. So that is PATM plus yung ating density rho of the fluid times the acceleration due to gravity. And now, since dito lang tayo, no, consider natin yung force acting downward. So, ang consider natin is yung h1 times the area. Okay? Now, simplifying, no, can simplify now. Let's look for the stuff that we can cancel. So, makacancel natin dito yung atmospheric pressure, since pag multiply mo siya sa area and then you subtract it, so it will just get cancelled, no? And then ang pwede pa dito makancel is tong h2, no? h2 dito, and then yung whole expression dito, since if you distribute yung ating rho g sa ating h2 and then you subtract that, so mawala lang din yan, ano? Actually this is h2, ano? Apologies for that. This is h2, so mawala na yung h2 doon, no? So you can take that out of the equation. So ayan, this is basically the pressure at the bottom, ano? Yung ating PB, and ito yung ating PT. Again, I stand corrected that gagamitin natin yung H2 dito, since hindi natin makakonsider yung H1 when we consider yung force acting downward. Okay? So, matitira lang sa atin is yung ating density of the fluid times g, the acceleration due to gravity, and then yung ating h1 times the area. And what have we noticed here is that yung ating area times height, that is the formula for volume, which in this case, ito yung ating volume displaced, no? So we can say that yung ating buoyant force is equal to the product of the density of the fluid times the acceleration due to gravity times the volume displaced, no? So this is the formula for buoyant force. And we have to make some considerations here. So no, whenever the buoyant force is greater than the weight of the object, what do you think will happen? Kapag mataas yung force, pag mataas yung force na tumutulak sa object kaysa sa kanyang weight, then intuitively the object will float. And if you think of it on the opposite side, if the buoyant force is less than the weight of the object, no, the object will sink. So if hindi kayang itulak ng buoyant force yung ating object enough, then of course it will sink. Okay? And in the case that the buoyant force is equal to the weight of the object, no, then yung ating object will be stagnant, no, or it will be in equilibrium. Meaning, hindi gagalaw yung object. So if the buoyant force is equal to the weight of the object, so dito lang siya. So hindi siya tataas or bababa. No, so that's the concept there. No, and we can observe this principle in some applications that we use in our lives. So sila dito. No, so let's move on to the engineering applications. So one of the most commonplace ones is yung ating mga barko. Specifically yung hulls of the ship. Since ayun nga, yung ating mga barko, yung kanilang hull is hollow. Meaning that yung kanyang volume is not really that much of not really large compared, let's say, sa piso or a coin. Since ayun nga, yung barko lulutang siya sa ocean, but a coin won't, since it is pretty much a condensed volume, ano. And ayun, it is hollow because there's air inside, so there's a presence of atmospheric pressure there, and that allows for ship designers to compute whether how much of the hull will be submerged for the whole ship to float. So kaya na-consider natin yung design ng mga barko is due to the principle of buoyancy, no? So another one is yung ating submarines. Dito natin makikita yung application ng neutrally buoyant force, in which the buoyant force is equal to the weight of the object. So submarines have a mechanism called the ballast tanks, no? And yung ballast tanks, I think it's this, ano, if I'm not mistaken, yung ballast tanks natin, they contain water, no? So nakokontrol ng ating mga drivers ng submarine yung buoyancy ng mismong submarine, because they can allow for water to come in or for water to be unleashed. So ayun nga, if a submarine wants to go back up, then it unleashes the water, and if the submarine wants to go back down or go deeper, it takes up more water. And ayun nga, they can measure it. So there is a certain measure of water that is allowed on the submarine for it to be equated to the buoyant force of the ocean, no? So that's another way of thinking about that. And of course, di natin makalimutan yung ating hot air balloon. So it is a common concept, or this is the common place concept of explaining the buoyant force, since yun nga, pinapainit natin yung air dito, which generally means that tataas yung buoyant force, no? And eventually, yung buoyant force na yun will be greater than the weight of the object, that allows for the hot air balloon to float, no? So ayan, those are some of the common engineering applications ng ating Archimedes principle. So just to name a few. So now let's move on to our sample problem. No, so to apply what we have learned in deriving the formula and then solving for a problem. No. So a solid block of wood with a volume of 0.02 cubic meters and a mass of 12 kilograms is gently placed in water. So will it float or will it sink? How much of it will be submerged? So consider natin yung ating given. No. No. So let's say I have a confined space. No. And this confined space, nandito yung ating solid block of wood. So just to assume muna, ano, so ilagay natin siya as partially submerged, since we're not sure if it floats or it sinks. And so natin yung pinapahanap sa atin, or what is asked of us. So will it float or sink? No. And yung pangalawang pinapahanap sa atin is how much of it will be submerged. So we can simplify this to be the fraction submerged. So it's like a ratio. Kung let's say mga 50% siyang submerged, no? So ayan. Then let's try to imagine ano. So it has a weight of 12 kilograms and yung volume mismo ng ating solid block of wood is 0.02 cubic meters. And then consider natin yung acceleration due to gravity, that is 9.81 meters per second squared. And then yung density ng water, that is 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter. Okay? So now let's try to solve this problem. Okay? So we know that force is equal to the mass times the acceleration due to gravity. No. So we can compute that since we have a mass and we have g. So that's 12 kilograms, no, times 9.81 meters per second squared. Okay, now let's compute that. And we will end up with 117.72 newtons. No. And actually, ito na yung ating buoyant force. This is the buoyant force actually. And now that we have a buoyant force, no. So, yun nga, ang kailangan natin for the formula is the buoyant force is equal to the density of the fluid times gravity times the volume displaced. So, meron na tayong three variables nito. So, we can just compute for the volume displaced. Okay? And doing that, so you can do it in your own way. Pwede mong i-shift solve na lang. But for this case, let's just solve it manually. So, to compute for the volume displaced, no, we just simply transpose this to the other side. No. So therefore, yung ating volume displaced is equal to the buoyant force over the density of, in this case, water times the acceleration due to gravity. So it's 117.72 newtons over 1,000 kilograms. So actually, basagin natin yung newton para makapag-unit analysis tayo. Kilogram meter per second squared. No. And then i-multiply natin siya to gravity. No. So as you can see, we can cancel some units here. So yung kg and then yung meters per second squared. And then itong 1 over meter cube, ma-reciprocate kapag nilagay mo sa taas. And it will be cubic meters. So let's divide the answer. No. 1,000 times 9.81. No. So we have, that is 0.012 no, cubic meters. And now, to compute for the volume, the fraction submerged rather, ang pwede natin gawin is the fraction submerged, F sub S, that is equal to the volume displaced over the volume of the object. No. So, unit la siya. So, it's 0.012 cubic meters over 0.02 cubic meters. So, cancel na to. and we will end up with 2/5 or 0.6, or that when you consider that, when you multiply it by 100%, that is 60%. So the fraction submerged is 60%. So makonsider natin na yung part na nakasubmerge lang yung ating solid wood block is 60%. Therefore, ang masasagot natin sa unang part of the problem is that yung ating object floats, because we don't have to fully submerge yung ating solid block of wood for it to be equal to the buoyant force. So, bigay lang natin, no? Bigay natin yung sagot. This floats, and yung sagot dito is 0.6 or 60%, no? So, yan na yung sagot natin for this problem. Okay? So, I hope you have understood something. And let's end this video with a quote, no? So, give me a place to stand and a lever long enough, and I will move the world. So, it is stated by the man himself, Archimedes of Syracuse. So, ayun, it's a deep quote, no? So, it's philosophical and scientific, no? So, ayun. And I think that will be it for this video. So, I hope you guys have learned something sa ating episode ng Theory Thursday. So, ayun lang. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Fundamentals Friday. So, thank you guys and goodbye. Happy learning.